Are you saying you faked with me?
Yeah.
I just had sex, and it felt so good.
Wrong. Now you're single.
What do you know about sexual relations?
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
I'm a little worried about being a slut.
You're listening to the Come With Us podcast, presented by Darling Way, talking the good, the kinky, and the ugly. Here are your hosts, Beth, Aaron, and Tina.
Hello, darlings! It's another episode of Come With Us podcast, and today I am so excited, so horny, as Tina's been saying, because we are talking top 10 sexy tips and tricks. 10 sexy tips and tricks, because no matter how long you've been fucking around, there's always something new to learn, to explore, a new way to do things, a new way to have some fun, a new way to laugh, new mistakes to be made, new messes to be made, all sorts of different things. So we all need this, and I'm so glad that you're with us. I'm Beth Darling, your sexy genius, and we're here with Tina and Aaron for the honest, bare naked conversations that everybody should be having. But if you're not, then at least you get to be part of ours. So, all right, how are y'all today?
Wonderful.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty hot. Ready.
You always sound so like lethargic, and then Tina, just when she gets ramped up, right? She gets ramped up.
She's like an oyster.
Oh yeah, how so?
Like like at the beginning of every episode, she's in that vegetative like oyster state where you look at an oyster on the outside and you're like, it's just a rock.
Oh yeah.
And then we start talking enough, and then that thing opens up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh god damn, there's a bunch of pearls of wisdom in there. Look at that.
Oh,
and she all her energy comes out, and
Yeah.
That's it. Anecdotes. There you go. All right. So, y'all ready to share our top 10 sexy tips and tricks for things people can do right away to improve their lovemaking, their sexy fun? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Do you not like the word lovemaking because you're not
lovemaking?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
I know single people who hate calling it lovemaking because they're like, I'm not doing this with somebody I love. I'm like, well, okay, good for you, but for some of us, it is lovemaking.
Let's make
now,
love.
We should also differentiate. There's a difference whether you're in a relationship or not. There is a difference between lovemaking and fucking.
Yes.
100%.
But I contend that pretty much, I think everything is better, even just fucking, if there is love. I think that we should always do things with love, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a long-term thing. But to me...
Oh, I never would say, like, let's make love.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that either.
No,
that sounds like slow and boring and something, and I don't know. But
I would say let's fuck my brains out.
Yeah, I don't know. But we all, again, because love making can be different than our turn on. We can all get turned on in all sorts of ways. So, but all right, so let's talk about the number one. Okay, and actually, this number one only because we didn't put it in any priority order, right? We just
we're not
threw
ranking
these down.
These.
We're not ranking them, but all right, where we're starting. So, is the idea that instead of just, Aaron always likes to say men are hammers, right? They just want to pound. Well, instead of just pounding, what about during penetration? You're totally grinning.
You're taking
and his
that out
cheeks
of
are red.
context.
Oh,
like when I say men are hammers,
when you say men are hammers,
not from a pounding sex thing. Oh. From a men are hammer, like when you have a hammer, that hammer's good for one thing,
right? Finding
nails and do it. So pound. Men are focused on that's not okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay.
Let's go down your avenue with that.
But so the point is that how about thinking about angles? Think about angles when you're penetrating. Right. So, for example, there could be ways where, and one study said 84% of women said that vaginal penetration for them is more pleasurable if there is basically shallow touching inside. Instead of a cock going all the way deep into a pussy, a cock just going barely inside, which is, the G spot is about 2 to 3 inches inside the vaginal opening. So maybe there's more friction and more feeling there than if the thrusts are just focused on going deep, deep, deep. So you could focus on angles. You can go up or down. You can try and use the tip of the cock to hit the G spot. You can do shallowing by just kind of going in and out very lightly at the very entrance. Plus, frankly, women, we have more vaginal nerve endings around the opening of the vagina than we do deep in. for biology, right? We don't want a bunch of nerve endings as we're expanding and giving birth. So if you're just shallow thrusting, then you're stimulating more of the nerve endings. Tina's looking at me blankly. Have you ever had somebody who just was barely going in?
No.
No.
I mean, I've never no.
Oh.
Like for just that's it.
Well, for a period of time anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, for a period of time. Instead of just, she's letting me in, I'm going for the deep dive. Okay. All right. So now this is something for you to try this week. So shallowing. Have you ever tried it?
Oh, yeah.
Aaron? Okay.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy it?
I do. So there's also what I guess would call teasing thrusts, where, when you're having, guys, from your perspective, when you're having sex, you just give her
just the tip.
Yeah, literally but for, and you count it out in your head or just do whatever, go naturally. But 10, 15 thrusts, just the tip.
Yes.
And then you go a little bit more and a little bit more. And then don't give her the whole thing. Go back to just the tip for a bit. And then when you plunge all the way in, that for some reason will send them over the edge.
Right.
From my experience.
I think that's great. And you're right. So make use of every sort of stage in there. And then maybe even add to it by changing the angle where the tip of your cock is actually hitting will also influence things, I think. So, that's really good. All right. Number 2 is rocking. Now, this might seem self-evident, but a lot of the reason that women like to be on top is because then they can basically grind against a guy, which means they can angle themselves so that their clit is getting some friction against a guy's pelvic area. Right. So, but if you call it rocking or grinding but you're basically using the angles and different things so that the clitoris is getting more friction during penetration. That one you know about, right? That's why you love to be on top, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why?
But also, I feel like you can angle, like if you rock, you can kind of feel it more, inside you, I think, too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And rocking means there doesn't have to be thrusting at the same time, right? You can actually have a cock inside
hits, wall, the sides, not just going up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down.
I like that. So put a cock in and then just kind of stay there. Men, just hang there and just tell her to move and to grind and to rock. Rock, baby, rock. So, all right, that's cool. Then number 3 is multiple areas of stimulation. Again, during penetration, don't think that that's it. That's where it stops. So you've got hands, you've got mouths, so you've hopefully got vibrators or other things if you nearby. So provide stimulation to nipples, to clit, to kissing. Or just taking your tongue and just outlining her lips. Don't even do a big French kiss, but use your tongue and lick different places. Look, Tina's expression is like, what?
That'd be very strange. I tried to give someone a hickey the other day.
Yeah, did it work?
No, I forgot how long it takes to do.
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
I bruise easily.
Really?
Yeah.
But in other words, during penetration, don't you like having other stimulation going on?
Yeah, sometimes. Depends what kind of penetration.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Aaron, have you ever just kind of stopped and then just started making out or kissing or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun and it builds up the excitement.
Yeah.
She can be grinding and rocking.
Yeah. I mean, it's an extra, it's also a great side dish that goes with the main course.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. And again, notice, so when you take things slow and it's not just thrust, then it can open up for women to have a chance to say, ooh, kiss me here or touch me there. And you can say, where do you want me to kiss you? I'm not moving again. I need to kiss you. Where do you want me to kiss you? And have somebody then respond, because maybe you can angle yourself and bend so that you're penetrating her and sucking her nipples. That's pretty hot.
So something that pops into my mind when you say angling, we've talked about it before, and it's going to make every guy listening to this wince. But also, I always get worried about certain angles of breaking my dick.
Oh, breaking your dick, because it's funny. I'm thinking about
Like-
tearing a woman, because when we've got like episiotomy scars and stuff. Oh, Aaron just totally shuddered. Well, sorry, but if you look at the bottom of a pussy,
I get it.
and we were talking, there's an area at the very bottom of the pussy above the ass where that gets torn and stuff. Maybe from rough sex or maybe during childbirth or something. So if a guy's angled and just pulling down on that area towards my ass, it hurts like a bitch.
The
So
fact that they
be
named
aware.
it that sounds like a dish at an Italian restaurant.
Perineum. Perineum.
Perineum or perineum? I never know exactly how to say it.
Perineum.
Yeah.
Perineum. Okay. Well,
But the actual-
and in
the-
guys, it's called the taint. It taint the balls
Yeah.
and taint the ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or gooch.
Or gooch. There you go.
But just
All
the thought, the word episiotomy just sounds weird because it sounds like an Italian dish, and it's not anything. No.
Oh yeah, it's not very fun.
But yes, so angles. I guess my
Oh,
word of
right.
warning is be careful, because you can break your dick, and that is like one of my biggest fears ever.
Okay,
when
so
it comes
go
to sex.
slow when you're trying new angles.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems, and by the same account, look at somebody's expression and stuff, because if we start grimacing, that's probably a stop or a go. But go someplace else.
Well, even when,
just
like-
FYI.
Because I feel like I've read before that it's more likely to happen when the woman's on top, and I feel like
That a cock would break.
yes, and that a lot of it would be, it's not a watch their expressions, because it's everybody both get carried away and then it's gone.
Because you're going in and out, or you accidentally
At the
go out
wrong
and then you
angle.
try to come back down and you
Or
you
just
break.
bends
Oh,
at the
that would
wrong
be
angle.
bad.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I have to say I'm a total klutz and I've never broken a cock. So yay me! I'm very excited about that. So
Never say never.
never, not yet. Hopefully never. Okay. But also, when we talk about multiple areas of stimulation, I think that it's important also to remember that some men have very sensitive nipples too. So women, there is no reason why you can't be sucking his nipples while he's penetrating also, whether you're on top or on bottom. Depends on, again, angles and how big, the proportions of him to her.
Yeah, the torso ratio has to match up
ratio.
correctly.
Yes. But I think that's very hot. Do you like sucking on men's nipples?
I'm indifferent.
Oh,
really.
okay.
I
Have
would
you
say.
had men who really enjoyed it?
No.
Have you ever tried
That's
it?
it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I know lots of men who have really enjoyed it. It's really, yeah. So kind of interesting. Okay. Then let's see. And by the way, sexy pleasure, like the more pleasure women have during sexy, actually does help increase our chances of happiness and lower levels of depression, stress, and anxiety. Just FYI. Orgasm does that, but having really pleasurable, sexy fun adds to that even more so. Okay, what about the tease? Tease, and build up the excitement. I think you can do this for days on end. Like if you're in a relationship and you only have date night once a week or whatever, I think you should start this days in advance.
Years
in
No,
advance.
I think there needs to be a limit on how far out you tease somebody, because at some point it just becomes like fucking mean. Like I say, like Jesus, the 3-day window. Don't go beyond 3 days, because other than unless you're
What if you only have a date night once a week? I think it's okay to start it early.
because this is the
'Cause you can
problem with
also
that.
self-pleasure.
This is the problem with that.
Who's
You are
having sex once a week?
a lot of
believe me, a lot of marriages, a lot of couples would be thrilled if they were having it once a week. Yes, I promise you. 25% of marriages in this country are sexless, meaning that they have sex 3 or fewer times a year.
according to Time.
Yeah.
The average adult enjoys sex 54 times a year.
Wow.
So that'd be 1.05.
But does that include children and old people?
No, it said
No,
adults.
the average
But
adult.
it does include older people. But frankly, older people sometimes are having more sex.
And the average couple is 50, or the average married couple is 51 times a year.
I'm never getting married.
It happens. But again, nobody supports them and
happens.
helps them. Right. And so...
But the reason I say the 3-day rule is because if you do it for a week, all it takes is something to come up the day before where you've been building it up for 6 days now. Like, say your date night is Friday.
Yeah.
You've been teasing him since the Saturday after you just had sex.
Right.
All the way for the next Friday. say something happens on that Thursday. Now, after a week of buildup and it not like something comes up where you can't have date night or you don't have sexy fun on Friday, you've built up an entire week. So that's now 2 weeks he's going to wait. And if you keep teasing from there, then starts to build resentment.
Oh, okay. So, and that's not because the teasing too long. It's because if you have plans for it and for something happens, some reason it can't happen Friday night, then you need to make alternate plans for something to happen quick. Now, okay, if you get COVID, then that's extenuating circumstances.
I mean, if you're married, just face the wall.
Yeah, but no, because I had to think about that. I was like, what? I thought you said fix the wall.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite comedians' lines ever. She's sick. I don't give a shit. You're facing the wall anyways.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get sick.
I literally told that to someone a couple days ago. I was like, I'll wear a mask. Who
Okay,
cares?
but well, maybe
you don't have
if
to wear a mask if you're
like
facing the wall. If you're both facing the same wall.
I agree.
Okay, but in other words, but it might. So sometimes again, there's just functional sexy, and sometimes there's. Hopefully more often it's sexy fun. But I would just say in a normal things, for some reason you can't have Friday night, then maybe you have to make an exception and just have a wham bam, thank you ma'am, some sort of quickie fun, or there has to be a specific, okay, we're going to do a real date night on blah, 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 and it needs to be soon, not just wait until the regular.
Okay,
I don't
I
think
would
that's
say
right.
I agree though. 3 days is a lot to tease, like constantly sexually tease someone.
Okay, well, not necessarily constantly, but so let's talk about how can somebody tease? Like, I think sexting pictures or something.
Yourself, for sure.
Right.
Videos of yourself that you guys have taken. Porn. That's a big one. Watch your favorite porn. But the thing is, like, when you're watching your porn or something that you like, you're probably trying to get off.
Okay, well, so we've got that as a different one. So hold on the porn. Let's come to because that I think is another thing that people can do. I think that's great for sexy tips and tricks. But so teasing can be right. That would be something that they could do. But in terms of teasing, I think you can sex somebody. I think you can tell them about, I'm thinking about our date night and I can't wait to lick your balls, suck your tits, kiss your ass, eat your ass. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck you like crazy. Come all over your tits.
Yeah. I mean,
of those things.
Sexting is a great, thank God for technology, because think about what sexting was like in like the 1800s.
Well, then you just left a note. And seriously, leaving a note for somebody in the bathroom?
I'm not
is
talking
also
leaving a
great
note.
way
I'm
to
talking
do.
like when you had to have letters delivered on fucking horseback. How are you going to send,
Yeah, well, people did.
Anyways,
but yeah.
But sexting is a good way, at least for people in relationships, to build up that teasing and that pressure is, and it's not, and it doesn't have to be a constant like sexual chat. It's the one text, maybe twice a day. It's just a different sexual thought or action or something like that.
Yeah.
That gets them, that when they're at work and they're focused on project A and they see that text and all of a sudden project A is right out the fucking window and they're going to have to take 15 minutes before they can realize, like, their brain goes back to, oh shit, what was I doing? Working. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's such a great thing, right? For people who have been together for a long time to be able to have that impact on their partner and turn them on like that, I think is huge. And so, and I think almost everybody has that ability. They just have to exercise it.
Women have it easy. Nude selfies always work. Any type of selfie. Yes, especially if, say, your husband is out of the house while you are not, or your boyfriend or whatever is out of the house while you're still at the house, whether it's a different work schedule or you work from home and he doesn't. Throwing on a piece of lingerie real quick, snapping the picture, and then taking it off, like, oh, I don't want to get dressed up. If it's for 30 fucking seconds, put on a piece of lingerie, snap a picture of your body in it, and then take it off and go back to your comfy clothes or go get in the shower to get to work, whatever you need to do, and send that off.
Yeah. And frankly, even if you're fully dressed and you, for whatever you don't want to do, take a picture of it, lay the lingerie out on the bed and just say, snap a picture and send it and say, I'm thinking about this for our date night. What do you think? That can work too.
Yeah.
And I like you say nudes. Well, some of us aren't comfortable being totally nude, but you can just take kind of just a picture of your boob if you like your boob, or your legs, or just your ass, or just, some little part that is definitely suggestive and is a turn on to them, even if it's not the whole frontal etc.
Yeah. And I mean, this is going to sound probably really weird, but a lot of people now, for some reason, have cameras all over their house. I don't understand the invasion of privacy that you're welcoming.
Oh.
But if you do have, like, say you do have an app that controls cameras at your house, like your security system, and you have one in the hallway so you can always check and make sure if there's a bump in the night or you're not at the house, blah, blah, blah. If you have those, ladies, you could always send a text to your guy and go, hey, you should check the camera in the bedroom in 30 seconds and then just walk in front of it naked.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I hadn't thought. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Very
I need to get security cameras in my house now.
Wow.
No, you're not going to go on your front porch naked.
Why not?
Oh, that would be fun.
Okay.
Why
well,
not?
Yeah.
have fun with that.
That would be fun.
I'm not bailing your ass out.
But teasing also could be just telling him, sending a picture of what underwear you're wearing today, or remembering, oh, I was just thinking about when this and this happened, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen on our date night. But again, all of these teasing things will make sure that your date night is actually sexy and exciting instead of just routine. We don't want routine. So
yeah.
So tease the sexy, build up excitement, whether it's for the day or many days, but make sure that it's something fun. And when you do this, make sure you actually think and consider who your partner is and how they get turned on, because this isn't just about turning you on. It has to be also a way that they like to receive. So,
okay. So I provided a whole bunch of examples, I think, of how guys would enjoy being teased. You know, messages, nudes, stuff like that. What's a good way? Because women don't want dick pics to tease them. That doesn't work. Don't get that out of your fucking head. Never ever send one unless you are explicitly asked for it. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
What is a good way for a guy to tease his woman that's going to really work, in your opinion?
Okay. What do you think, Tina?
Well, I already mentioned the one I like, the porn one. But we're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about porn. What else?
Sending like a video of us doing stuff, like of us, so our own porn. So again, I'll do that same thing. I don't know, like
So you're very visually stimulated, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sexting thing, I don't know. Sometimes I can be okay, but like most of the times it's just a little bit too cringy for me. To me,
like what would be too cringy?
Just like describing stuff that you'd like do in the bedroom, like dirty talk. So like I'll be reading all the text, I'll be just like, nah, I don't know.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah, so that's funny because pictures and stuff don't do it as much for me, but I love words. So describing what it is or something about what they liked last time and we're looking forward to doing, or what we were going to do, those kinds of words would definitely turn me on. Yeah. Or saying, oh, I really liked what you did, something, whatever, or I loved the way you responded. Words would definitely turn me on more than porn.
All right.
So, all right. So what about then? Let's go ahead and we'll take the porn one, because one of our thoughts was that you would find or share porn or erotic story, because I prefer words. Tina prefers videos that turns you on, that you might want to talk to your partner about, or maybe looking for something that might turn them on that you want to talk about. Right. And that would definitely be a way of teasing for you, Tina.
For sure.
Yeah. And what about you, Aaron? Would you love it if your wife sent you a little porn clip?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But so I feel like Tina might be the anomaly. I feel like more women get, I guess jealous is the right word, with their guy watching porn, and not only that, like for some couples, I think that,
okay, so check with your partner first to make sure what your relationship views are on and limitations are on porn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. So now let's assume that they're okay with it.
Yeah. But also the idea that like, hey, if you're watching porn, you're probably going to get off to it. I think that this is a literal stab in the dark. There's probably a group or a subset of women that would be jealous that he's not saving everything for the date night, that he's kind of
okay. So again,
wasting
that's
the stored ammo.
Okay, so that's going to go into the relationship views. So when you're in a relationship, then there should be some clear conversation and understanding about the role of porn, erotica, and self-pleasure outside. I don't think that should be cheating. I don't think that should be jealous, but that needs to be a separate conversation, and you need to come to terms with those things. And that's, whole different, bailiwick that we have to do. But assuming that, then I think porn and stories, sharing them are great ways to, one, get people turned on, to explore the different ways of doing things, to maybe learn new techniques or positions or storylines, etc. And so I think there are lots of good reasons for sharing, and I think that they should be shared, and then they should be talked about and go, oh, what do you think is the highlight? What was your favorite part of this? And that's a great way for people to talk about what they find turn on without saying, oh, I want this and stuff, right? It just separates us a little bit. So I think that's great. All right, then the next one, what about, this would be number 6, a head-to-toe inventory. I think everybody should take head-to-toe inventories at least once a year with their partners, which is that one person gets stripped down, is laying down on some big bed, a floor, something comfortable, and the other person gets to truly explore and notice everything with a clear view. So there have to be some lights on. Doesn't have to be a spotlight necessarily, but there needs to be good lighting, and they should be able to see, get the lay of the land, and ask questions. And especially, Aaron, I like this. You were like, you think every man deserves a chance to basically spread a woman's legs and really actually look and figure out what's down there.
I think both sexes should do it.
Yes.
And both partners should do it. I mean,
right, take turns. Yes.
So it's for guys. For women, they look at it and go, oh, look, I can see it. I know exactly. Well, go down there and explore, because even the touching, whether it's sexual or not, feels good.
Right.
But
and
guys,
that's the goal with
especially
head-to-toe inventory, is to use different touches, to use your mouth, to use your fingers, to decide what different sensations, etc.
Yeah. Yes. But even when, like, guys, when you get your girl naked, she's laying on the bed, pull her legs apart, and just go to town. Don't make it sexual. I mean, she's going to get turned on by you being down there and touching and being so close and intimate with, that part of her.
Because it truly is
But
intimate.
also explore, learn, one, if you haven't been down there doing that, whether you just didn't pay attention when you've gone down or whatever, pay attention to it. And if you have, start learning what's different from the last time you did.
Yes, right, because things change.
Yeah, all the time.
Things change. And this is a good time if you're down there. And this is where women, too, part of the reason we aren't comfortable with it is because we're not comfortable with ourselves. So again, in my book, Love and Laughter, Sexy, Meaningful Fun for Everyone, I've got a chapter. Every woman, I think, needs to be able to take a mirror and do a self-examination and really learn the layout of herself and understand what she looks like, and to be able to touch and feel and see what things feel like to herself, so that she can help give instruction, direction, and to know what more she might want.
Yeah.
And then if when he's down there in the middle of sexy, we're just sort of improvising, and we're not necessarily, hopefully, in our heads. We're more in our body. But I think that during a head-to-toe inventory, when you can touch and you can explore, do the outer labia lips, what do they feel like when you just touch them softly? What if you pinch them? What if you kiss them? What if you nibble, etc.? What about the inner lips? And really go each different area and just play. Have you ever let somebody...
No, I've never done a head-to-toe inventory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you should. Like, some people inner elbows, some people the back of knees, some people the upper thighs, all sorts of areas, even underneath the breast, underarms. There's lots of people who are incredibly
if you're ticklish.
Yeah, if you're ticklish, it's one thing, but there are certain parts, even when sometimes if somebody's ticklish, it's because there's an erogenous zone there, and they laugh as a defense to getting turned on, which is interesting. So don't avoid things just because they tickle. And sometimes if it's ticklish with a light touch, try a sturdier, a more firm touch and see what happens.
Yeah.
And get past it. So I think that head-to-toe inventory. And again, yes, take turns and on different nights, because hopefully, even though it's not, quote, sexual, it is sensual, right? That's the difference. Is sensual is what we feel, sexual is context, but sensual can turn to sexual very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. So, all right. So then number 7, use your words. Use your words. This is so hard for almost everybody. And it requires that you figure out what words, just like every relationship has to have their guidelines for the porn and the masturbation, what those rules are and things. Every relationship needs a shared vocabulary. I think that should be kind of a basic when people either move in together or get married or start seeing each other exclusively. Here's a list of words that are okay. Can we use the word pussy? Can we say cock? Do we prefer penis? Do we prefer vagina? Hey, is calling somebody a slut okay? Is calling somebody a bastard okay? Is saying fuck me okay? Or do we want to say make love to me? Whatever those words are, come to terms. And frankly, that's a great date night. If you sit down with your partner and you can do this, just, you don't even have to like go out. You could just be in bed one night or whatever, and you can just make a list of words that are okay and that turn each of you on. What do you have any favorite words, Tina?
I don't know. Not really. Like, I'm, again, not like super, like, I get the verbal thing, I get the dirty talk thing. It's important. Yeah. But
you're good about saying, do what I want. So when it comes to, what do you tell them? What words do you use?
Just all those words.
Do you use pussy, cock? Do you use vagina? Do you use?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I can't, there's not, I've actually never sat down and like defined terms in a relationship.
Well, so if you say to a guy, I really want you to, you just say eat me? You don't even define.
Yeah. I use probably like more of what's like slang, I guess. Yeah. Like eat me out, or give you head, or go down, or yeah.
Do you ever say to a guy, I really like your cock, or you've got a beautiful, and then what word do you use?
Dick, probably.
Dick?
Yeah, I wouldn't say cock.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny. Aaron, what about, I had somebody ask me in one of our episodes, we talked about that. I think pussies like to be talked to, and I think telling a woman like, hey, your pussy's so beautiful and whatever. So somebody asked me if Aaron ever talked to his wife's pussy.
Have I? We not talked again. This is
we talked about it in one episode.
It's not a goddamn ventriloquist puppet.
I didn't say wait for it to talk back to you. I just said for you to talk to it.
But I have complimented it while I'm down there.
Okay.
But I don't talk directly to it of like, oh, look at you. Like, not like you would talk to a baby like holding a spoon, like, oh my God, you can hold a spoon. Like, no. But I have complimented it plenty when I'm down there, yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I might say something like, oh my God, ooh, your cock, like, so I guess I'm saying your cock,
you're complimenting it to the holder of that.
Yes, okay.
You're not talking to it, because when you talk to it, that, at least to me, somebody's going to tell me I'm crazy, but that's talking to something like that strikes me as things for animals and children.
Okay, but I could say, you're so hard and stuff. And I would say but I'd be looking at the cock. And so in some ways I'm talking to the cock more than I am to you.
But that's very ambiguous, because you can say, oh, you're so hard. And like, yeah, no shit I am. It's my dick. Like, now if you're going,
you got so big. Ooh, that's so lovely. So I could see this saying this to a pussy. Oh, because your clit. Yes. It's like, ooh, you're getting bigger
like,
now.
Yeah,
anyway.
Aaron's right. It sounds like it's children.
Yeah. Like,
oh yeah. No.
And not in a sexual, but like, anytime you do that kind of like playful talking banter, it sounds like, again, you're talking to a dog. Like, oh, you've got your favorite toy. Oh, does that toy squeak? Like, you're talking to a fucking dog.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes, again, there's puppy play and stuff, but try it. Again, I think actually when you talk to pussies, and if you need to just do it like you're talking to her, that's fine. But I'm telling you, talking is important. But come up with some shared words so that you're not in the middle of things wondering, oh gosh, holding back, saying, oh, I don't want to say it like this. So understand if you can say pound me, or I want to pound you, or I want to fuck the hell out of you, and know that beforehand. So in the midst of sexy, you can use those phrases without fear of offending somebody.
I guess I'm never in my head enough that because like once you're in the moment, if it's something I want to try out, I'll just throw it out there, and if it doesn't work, all right, cool. Like,
okay. Well,
if
that's
that if that kills the mood, sorry, but
okay.
I was in the mood. And I wanted to see how you felt about it.
I think that's
which is probably
good,
not
but
the right thing to do. You're right. You should probably make a list and sit down and have an actual conversation about it. But
how about both ways? But what happens is too often they're not willing to take a chance midway. So they'll start and then they'll stop themselves going, oh, I don't know how she's going to respond to that. Or I don't know how he's going to respond to that. And then we stop ourselves. And that's what I want to avoid. So I want people to be able to have words that they can use that encourages them.
It's like fishing. You don't know if the fish is going to bite if you don't fucking throw out the bait.
Yes.
Try it.
So try. So, and even if you're worried about the using your words, just saying their name.
Yeah, the name thing is a good one.
That you like?
Yeah, the name one I like that one.
Okay.
Because it's always like baby or whatever.
And you don't like that? You feel like that's...
No. I mean, that one's fine, but change it up. Guys like it.
Okay.
Probably some weird primal bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just important. I think that we have 5 senses and that we ought to involve all of them. That the more that our senses are involved in sexy, then the better the sexy is. So that means smell, taste, eyes, touch,
ears.
And hearing.
Ears, yeah.
Hearing, yeah. So all of those. So,
yeah.
Okay. And anything else on that one?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
Tina's like getting sensual with her microphone here. I'm like getting very distracted. But, okay. So then number 8, use a blindfold. Use a blindfold. I don't know. That's the easiest thing in the world. And I'm so surprised that more people don't do it on a regular basis. But pull out a blindfold and take turn. One of you, like one night, gets the blindfold and do what they want. But it just changes things up when you are sensory deprived. And it can make things very erotic and exciting, I think. You can use earphones or noise canceling headphones or different music and stuff too. But try something like that.
Use your Corona mask as a blindfold if you're in public place and don't have a blindfold.
Okay. I hadn't thought about that one. I'm like, okay, but then if you're in a public place and you need a mask.
No, well, obviously you're not having sex with people in front of people. But if you go to like a public place and you want to have sex, but there's no people around. A park.
See, I feel like...
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yes.
I feel like a blindfold in the risky places is a bad idea because both of you you both need to be on the lookout while you're doing it.
Yeah, and I have to say, it used to be that having sex in public places was really just cool and fun. In the worst case, you'd get chastised. But these days, you can really get seriously arrested. So
you can become a sex offender and you're actually put on a registry.
So I'm hesitant. So we can't recommend that anybody go out there and actually break the law. We are not recommending that. We can't. But maybe just talking about it or fantasizing about it is good. But again, we're not accepting responsibility for anybody getting arrested or doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately serious stuff. But okay, and then use a pillow as a wedge. Use a pillow or get a wedge pillow. So
I was gonna say they make pillows that are like angled like that.
They do. They they do. But in a quickie sort of situation or improv, put pillows under somebody's ass to raise them up, either for blowjob access, for cunnilingus access, for different angling, but or for the inventory, head to toe inventory, that can raise them up and make the visual exploration a lot more fun. So, yes. Do you like a wedge or a pillow under your ass?
I've never tried that.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Try. It's pretty cool. And it makes doggy style easier too. Even if a woman's face down, if you put pillows under your hips and stuff, because it just, I don't know, you can angle up. I like the ass up, heads down kind of position.
Proning.
There you go.
That's something I learned this week. It's called the prone bone position. Yep. I didn't no idea what that was until last weekend.
Yeah. How did you then learn that term?
Oh my God. Well, it's a little bit of a long story, but I'm in a fantasy baseball league and each team is like named different like puns based on the players that they have. And one of my players, I traded him, was Crone. So I was thinking of naming my team like Crone Bone position. This is a very dude thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. But I love that. Okay, prone.
And then this person told me about it. This person who I was having sex with, that it's a position that it was like comes from the military when they go under barbed wire. That's like it's called the prone position, where they like crawl under barbed wire, but it's also a sexual position. So it's like doggy style, but you're all the way laying down, and then your ass is in the air.
That's funny. Yeah, and I mean even more. So you're sort of on your knees as opposed to completely laying down.
Yeah,
so it's
that's where
almost
the
like,
wedge pillow comes in.
Yeah,
handy.
it'll keep you up and stuff. So, but yeah, doggy style with head down, ass up can be a whole new version of doggy style. Prone bone. There you go. All right. So I think that's fun. And then the last one is touch and kiss, even if you're not going to have erection, orgasm, penetration that day or night. Do not ever stop touching and kissing. That's the death knell of actual romance and excitement and sexy.
Agreed.
You have to be touching and kissing with the expectation that that's the pleasure. It's not just a lead in for something else. But I think what happens is when people agree that they're just going to touch and kiss, sometimes that touching and kissing leads to more fucking and orgasms without them meaning to. Takes away the obligation and guilt and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you find yourselves, if you guys aren't having a lot of sexy fun in your marriage for different reasons, Aaron, do you find yourself kissing and touching less?
No, not really.
Oh, that's good.
Like we always are really physical with what's it called? Like physical affection.
Very good.
That's not something that really has ever taken a backseat.
Okay, and that's good to know, but then can it also be sexual? Because sometimes people become very affectionate, and you'll see couples have been together for years and they're kissing on the cheek or they're holding hands, but there's zero zing. So they're having the physical affection, which is awesome, but they aren't having any sort of sexy teases or sparks.
Well, I think that there's two different things. There's the one where it's like if you're touching someone out of like affection, which is less sexual. You know, like if you're driving in a car and they'll put your like hand on your leg and stuff like that. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're like trying to
have penetration, orgasm.
Yes. But also doesn't mean that it's necessarily just purely sexual. It could just be like from a point of affection, like
right.
You know,
and it can be right. So it could be just one. Right, there are people who are just very sexual and there's no affection, or can be emerging.
Yeah.
But I think that even if you're not having erection and orgasm and penetration sometimes, there still should be some sexy zing. And maybe that's the harder part.
There have been times where we've gone through like dry spells for times where we still show affection physically, but we're not having like full on, like we'll not completely make out. Now, normally, most times if we're in even a dry spell for what we, are, I guess you could call it routine or habits, there still will be times we'll just sit on the couch and make out for a while just because.
Yes, that's awesome.
But yeah, other things get in the way where you can't just, take the time to go and knock it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So good. So keep up the sexy as well. Keep up the affection and the sexy touches and intimacy, even if it's not orgasm and stuff. All right. Ooh. Woohoo. All right. So that's our top 10. And now this one, I have this bonus and it makes Tina cringe. She's rolling her eyes even right now, but that makes it so much more fun. Erin, you want to do this one? Because I know you love teasing her, torturing her. No? All right. I'm going to do it. The bonus is suck fingers and toes. Suck fingers and toes. That is such a sexy way. Okay. So, but you're okay sort of with fingers.
Yeah, I mean, fingers are fine. It's still a bit whatever. Fingers are okay. I don't mind fingers.
That's the weirdest part. Is the fingers are the ones that come in contact with more germs and stuff.
Fingers are okay. Fingers go inside you. Fingers are whatever. But toes are just.
That's Tina's hard limit. Toes, feet and toes. That's it.
Your hatred of feet is just...
It's so much fun.
I just really don't
I know.
like feet.
It's so much fun. But I will tell you again, the fingers and toes, the nerves go right near the sexy part of our brain. And so sucking fingers is so erogenous, can be done even in a car when you're driving. I swear, if you're a woman, you put a guy's finger in your mouth and you suck it well, he's going to have a really hard time keeping his boner down. It's just almost physically impossible.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the goddamn truth.
Yes. And it's a great way to practice for
gospel.
oral sexy. And then toes maybe are a little
Suck
bit harder.
his toes while he's driving. Pro tip.
Yeah, that would be something. But I'll tell, actually, pro tip is giving, like, basically being on top, reverse cowgirl, and fucking him while you're on top and sucking his toes.
While he's driving.
The only thing I'm going to
Yes.
warn about is that sucking on a finger is one thing. Be careful when you're sucking on toes, because if they're ticklish and they kick you,
wow.
some people have that spur reaction that they can't control, that like muscle when they get tickled, especially like on their feet. So just be careful.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is to have to go to the hospital like missing a tooth and explain.
And so sometimes what you can do to minimize that is actually get a firm grip around the arch and stuff of the foot so that there's a lot of sensation, but it's not ticklish. And then you can suck the toes and it helps decrease the ticklish reaction. Just again, pro tip. It's weird, but sucking fingers and toes are really a great way of just turning somebody on. So, and frankly, if you're long distance and you can't even suck their fingers, sending somebody a picture of you sucking your own finger can often be very erotic.
Or your own toe. Try that.
Or your own toe. There you go. This is what happens when we make her uncomfortable, right?
She decides to make things as insane and utterly comical as she can to get out of the awkwardness.
Right, and isn't this so true? All of us do this in one way or the other. It's so funny. This is absolutely what happens.
If you suck your own toe, send me a picture and think that's sexy. Send it to me. Maybe I'm just missing something.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, tell Aaron. Go ahead, tell them how they can contact us. But now you're responsible for all of these pictures that we're gonna get. So
and you have to respond to every one of them.
There you go. I'm gonna send them all to Tina.
If you send me a picture of you sucking your toe, I'll send you one back.
Of you sucking your toe?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Holy shit,
my own feet don't disgust me.
Okay, that would be something. Okay, there we
so
go.
If
There's
a
challenge for y'all listeners.
If you have the ability to suck your own toes, or you just want to send us an email of what you love about the podcast, or a story, or a confession, or a secret that you've wanted to tell somebody forever, but you can't tell anybody who knows you because you're worried they'll judge you. We won't judge you. We won't share it publicly. If you want us to share it on the show, we can. We will keep your name out of it to, keep you anonymous. Come with us confessions at gmail.com. If you are on social media, you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Come With Us Podcast. You can send us messages on Facebook if you'd rather not email. On Twitter, we're at Come With Us Pod, and I think that sums it all up.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about Tina sucking her toe, and so
this is going to be a circus act to watch.
I know.
Well, because one of us
goodness.
is going to have to take the picture.
Oh no! I bet she can figure that out. I'm pretty sure she's got volunteers who would take that picture. And to be fair, she did not say she would be naked. I just want to make sure about that one. Just so want to be straight, but it would still be fun. So send Tina the pictures. I can't believe she invited.
Yeah, come with us confessions at gmail.com, and wherever you're listening, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rate us 5 stars, leave a review for us. If you're listening on Spotify or Spreaker or anything like that, just share the link with your friends. Let them know what we're doing, and let them know that they can laugh and make fun of me.
I will suck your toe. By the way,
you say that there are some people around Houston that have that kind of money.
For $100,000, I will suck your toe. Just FYI.
Yeah, she didn't say how long. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, you got it.
Are we going to start a new business where I'm going to take a cut of this?
Limited time only. I would say within 30 days of this podcast release, by the way, I'm not having her put this offer out there for a lifetime. The lawyer in me has to protect. But anyway,
all right. For the next 30 days, if you have an extra $100,000 burning in your pocket and you want your toes sucked,
that's it. Oh my God.
And I'll take video. I'll take video of it so you can have it for the rest of your life, and then you get to cut me in on some of this cash.
That's too funny. Too funny. Okay, again, I never freaking know what the hell's going to come up on this show. It's just, so I'm glad y'all are here with us. Thank you so much. I am Beth Darling, your sexy genius, here with Tina and Aaron. This is the podcast that everybody needs for the bare naked truth about love, sex, and relationships, and God knows what else. And also, if you want to learn more about blowing him, blowing her, or enjoying prostate orgasm, please check out my sexyedschool.com. You can take classes so that all of us can listen, learn, and love more. Life is good. Big hugs and kisses to everybody out there. I'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Come With Us podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media at Come With Us Podcast and send in your questions, comments, and confessions to comewithusconfessions@gmail.com. Until next time, keep it fun, flirty, and naughty.